Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. I'm Megan.
And I'm Nick.
And today you're going to meet our 23 crested geckos.
Alright guys, so the first 8 we're going to be introducing to you are part of our dark breeding project.
Okay, so the first ones that we're going to be starting off with are Thurman and Louise, but just as a little disclaimer, morphs are not our expertise. We're not really familiar with a lot of them just because there are so many. So when we go to buy our geckos, we mainly just buy the ones that we find to be pretty, and so you'll find that in the case with most of these guys. But just starting off with these two, Thurman here actually used to be Thelma, so we had Thelma and Louise, but as he got bigger we realized, Thelma is not a girl. And so we changed her name to Thurman. I'm not even sure why, we just like the name. But as you can see, he's super dark and really pretty, and he'll fit really well into our dark project.
And Thurman's the male in our dark project, because when he fires up, he is straight black. Now, Louise, she's also part of the dark project, and she was just the first. Whenever I first started getting into crested geckos, I loved the Harlequins. I love tricolor Harlequins. And we know she's a form of Harlequin, not totally sure. If any of our geckos, if you know what they are, comment down below and let me know. But she's my baby. As you can see, she has a little nub tail. Her tail was rotting off. I took her to the vet, we were able to save it, and now she has this cute little short tail for a chunky little girl. So that's our first 2 geckos. Next, we have Betty and Judy. Now, when we got these 2 girls, we actually went to one of our local pet stores, and they had like a buy one, get one half off. I saw Betty, and I said, I have to have this creamy colored with red dots on her and black dots. I had to have her, and I told Megan, I said, pick out which one you want.
And that's when I picked out Judy. And so the way we remember their names is Judy is just yellow when they were really small to help us differentiate. As they've gotten bigger, obviously their looks have totally gotten different. But we picked the names Betty and Judy after the girls in White Christmas because that's my favorite Christmas movie, and I'm always in charge of naming our babies. And
Judy isn't exactly a dark breeder. We're kind of in the works on what we want to do with an orange male or maybe a yellow male. We're trying to figure that out, but for the time being, she's laying healthy eggs, so we figured pair up with Thermy. So that's our Betty and Judy.
Okay, so next we have Jessie, and the way that she got her name is when we first got her, we could not find any name that fit her. And when she fires up, she turns really bright orange, so we were maybe thinking something Halloween related, but it wasn't seeming to fit her at all. And so we ended up calling her New Girl a bunch. And so we both love the show New Girl, so we named her Jessie after that.
And here we have Millie. Now Millie is just she's only got 2 colors on her. A dark brown that turns into black, and then a light brown that turns a little bit of dark brown. We actually rescued her along with 2 of our other ones that you'll meet later. This is Uma. Now Uma has a little bit more of an interesting story. I got her from a different local pet stores. We have a lot of local pet stores.
Yes, thankfully. Somebody
donated her. This pet store saved her because someone was trying to breed her at 25 grams and was like, she's just not producing eggs. Well, I got her up to about 45 or 50 grams like she is right now. Put her with Thurman, and you're going to meet some of her babies later, and they're beautiful. So all she needed was the proper care, and look at her now. She's gorgeous. And then that's Millie.
And that's the last of our dark group.
Okay, so next we have our red group. They're housed in an 18 by 18 by 24, and this consists of Willie, Bella, and Donna. Now Willie, as you can see, where it is somewhat dark, that fires up red, and where it's still light, it's a cream color in contrast with the red. He's the male of this group, and we're really excited to see what these guys produce.
Yeah, and these 2 crazy girls over here are Bella and Donna. So this one is Donna, and when she fires up, she turns super red and has a lot of red undertones, and we also love her white spots, which is also what we loved in Bella, was all of her white spots. And so we think these guys will produce some really pretty babies. The way that Bella and Donna got their names is I am a huge Stevie Nicks fan, love Fleetwood Mac, they're my favorite band in the world, and so Stevie Nicks has an album, Belladonna, and so that's what I named these 2.
And these 2 fun fact, when we got them, they were sisters, and they've never not lived in the same tank together.
Yes, they've
their
grown up
entire
together.
lives from babies. So that's something that we just, we never want to separate them. So that's our red group.
Lastly, we have our Dalmatian group, and the male in this group is Waylon. We named him after Waylon Jennings, and if you've seen our Bearded Dragon video, if not, make sure to check it out. But we also have George Jones and Johnny Cash, and so that's why we have Waylon Jennings. And as you can see, his colors are pretty bare, but he has lots of spots. He's actually our first ever crested gecko that we got, and we love him so much.
So who he's paired with, we have Helga and Bertha, which Bertha's short for Big Bertha. Now these two girls, I actually rescued them from Craigslist, and they are absolute units. I mean, they're monsters. She weighs 73 to 75 grams.
Just pure chonk.
And she weighs about 65 to 67 grams on any given day. So we are working to make them lose a little bit of weight. I mean, because let's see if you guys can see the rolls. I mean, just beautiful. But I saw Helga, and I saw her Dalmatian spots, and I was like, man, with her and Waylon, maybe we can get some super Dals out of it, or just really pretty babies. And of course I had to get her little sister along with her, well, big sister.
Yeah.
So that's the group for now. But after quarantine is done, for this little girl, she's going to be joining the group. I actually am just borrowing her for the breeding season. I got her from one of my friends who lives around me, and we're going to share the babies together. So that's our Dalmatian crested gecko group.
Okay, so next we're going to do our subadult, and he is the only one of this size, and his name is Tigger. The reason I named him that is when he was little, he had a pretty big tiger striped pattern, but since then it's turned more brindley. But we're pretty excited about that because actually now we're trying to look into maybe starting a brindle project once they all get to size.
Because once we found out he was male, we were like, well, that's kind of exciting, let's see what we can do with this. He was actually one of 7 babies we held back, and the only reason we held him back was because Megan fell so in love with him. And as he's grown, his orange, when he's fired up, it's a bright orange, and we're just really excited to see if maybe it's a brindle project, maybe it's a Halloween project. We haven't really decided yet, but we're just really stoked about our little Tiggy.
That's our Tig. Okay, next we have our juvenile group. So to start off, this one is named Piglet. We got him or her right after we got Tigger, so I kept with the Winnie the Pooh theme. And as you can see, Piggy is going to fit right in with that brindle group, so we're really excited. The next one that we have is Benny, and if you guys are keeping up with hockey at all, the St. Louis Blues won the Stanley Cup, and we're from that area, so we were super ecstatic. So we named him after Bennington, who was their goalie. And so Benny is another one that we're kind of hoping to fit into the brindle project, but we just think he's so cute.
And then we have Gloria, which ties into the Blues. Gloria, I fell in love with her because of the tricolor, and she's almost a full pinstripe, not quite, but that's fine with me. So I hope to throw her into some sort of tricolor group one day. And then we have potentially my favorite of all time right now, Shawshank. I mean, this orange color is just absurd, and I'm sure it'll drown out with age, but every time I look at him, I'm just so impressed. He is named after the movie Shawshank because Megan didn't want a gecko named Dufresne or Andy, so I couldn't do that, so we went with Shawshank. And this is our little juvenile group, so couldn't be more excited.
And lastly, we have our babies, which are my favorite. So to start off with, we have Bourbon. We named him Bourbon because we got him right after we came back from a trip to New Orleans. As you can see, as he's gotten older, he has developed so many Dalmatian spots, and so we are super excited about this. We've been on the lookout for a super Dalmatian for a long time, so we're really excited to see what he grows up to be.
And then next, we have here is Little Red. Now, Little Red, whenever he or she fires up, is very red, but now the fun story with Little Red is my tank that houses the 6 females and 1 male. It's a 90-gallon tank. And one night, I went to check to see if any of the females were digging to lay eggs, and I shine my light, and I see this little guy running up the tank, and I called Megan immediately. I'm like, what is happening? Because this was the first one we ever hatched. I hadn't seen any eggs, and then I see a baby. So it was really exciting. And then within the past week, we've hatched. This one is Bob, because he's brown. And then this one is Jim. So we have Jim, Bob, and we just hatched these guys a week ago. And then Megan's got the last baby that hatched 2 days ago from the making of this video.
He's a very little baby, and his name is TJ because he has a little bit of a tiger stripe pattern right now, just like Tigger did. So we named him Tigger Jr., aka TJ.
But Tig's not the dad.
No.
So, but just, you know, we base it off of patterns, like we said in the beginning.
Yes.
So that's it. That's a wrap.
Wow.
That's all. That's all the babies.
Okay guys, thanks so much for watching our video. We really hope you enjoyed getting to meet all of our crested geckos. Our family is still growing, so make sure that you like this video, subscribe, and turn on the bell notification so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos.
And down below, comment which of ours was your favorite crested gecko. And if this video gets to 25 likes, we're going to be giving away a baby to one lucky winner.
No, we're not, but still subscribe. Bye!